Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Sports Card Madness. Today's a special Sunday episode, and it is brought to you by Boston Scally Cap. Use code MADNESS for 15% off site-wide. This is LZ. I'm here with Nick. Today, we're going to be talking about just how groups are changing, how we as collectors are changing, how we see our other peers changing. There's greed becoming involved. There's a lot of money being thrown around. And with that, there's just a lot of behaviors that change because of that. So let's get into it. Nick, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm
There
doing
are some
good.
changes. I feel like that Bob Dylan song,
Oh, these times they
Yeah.
are
They
changing.
are. I mean, I
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like I'm like yelling at the clouds because, I'm an old
Yeah.
man or something, but
Mhm.
things have changed quite a bit, especially since
Speaking of that,
2020. Yeah.
speaking of that, Nick, that is a must see, that movie. That Bob Dylan movie,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
it is for you because I know you love music. It is a must see. It is so good. Um,
He's
it was
awesome. I mean,
fantastic.
Bob Dylan, like Hurricane, maybe Taylor Swift. She's a great songwriter.
Mm,
I'm trying to think of anybody else who could write a song like Hurricane. Like that is
yeah,
a great song
yeah,
that is almost like an encyclopedia story,
hmm
But anyway, we
yeah,
digress.
yeah. We digress, but people are changing, right? And
Yeah.
you and I were talking about how um, I remember like one of the very first episodes we did for this show, like 2 years ago. We talked about how thankful we were that we were in a few like really solid Facebook groups. Like, and we really enjoyed the community. And these groups like lifted you up and cared about the collections you were building, and everybody was there to like help one another out. No one was there to like screw anybody and, charge these ridiculous prices. It was really all about like building sets. And we
I'll
were
never
all there.
forget entering 86 Fleer, man. I had no idea what I was doing. I was
Yeah.
like 21. I found a mentor, Dan. Shout out to him. I
Mm.
won't use his last name. But he's awesome.
Yeah, Dan is
Um,
great.
and
Mm-hmm.
he's helped you too. I
Mm-hmm.
found him on like an old chat board, like an AOL email address. He's like an old school guy, and
Yeah.
like he's like, dude, I'll help you out, man. He gave me very fair prices to get my set kicked off. And you know
Yeah.
what? We've had a 5 year mutually extremely beneficial
Mm.
relationship that has extended to my family
Yep.
and friends and other people that I introduce. And
Yeah.
there's like a way we all acted. It was very different.
Mm. And people are acting differently now, Nick.
Yes, they are.
They're acting very
It's a
greedy.
microcosm too. It really
They're
is.
they're hoarding. They're hoarding cards. They're buying
Swinging
them.
bleep. This can we say swinging dick contest,
Oh man, it's bad, man.
hoarding,
It's
and
really
then the
bad. And other old school people like in these groups are reaching out to me being like, this has changed, man. Like whatever
yeah,
happened to like people helping each other out?
yeah.
Whatever happened to people actually following the rules in these groups? Like there are rules. Like,
They just want to drive up prices, hoard the
yeah.
cards, and like
hmm
make the sets better for themselves.
They come
And
in real cocky with their posts, like, here are my baller cards.
yeah,
Make me an offer and don't even think about offering me a lowball offer. It's going to be a waste of your time. Like that attitude was not
well,
there
it's
two
also
years
against the
ago.
rules of the group too. The
I
mods
know.
they should delete that, but they
Yeah.
can't keep it. They're not getting
They can't
paid to
keep
be
up with it
mods,
all. Yeah.
like, and
Yeah.
we have to self-report and everything. But yeah,
Mm.
you get these new people that they're trying to build the set, and they're just assholes. Like they
Yeah.
are like this
Yeah.
guy's
Flat
hitting
out.
me. He's a salesman. I won't name him or anything. He's just like, what do you want? I want these cards. I want these cards of yours. I want them right now. You got these 7, 9, 10s in your set. What can I do to get them? I'm like, piss off.
You're never getting them.
You're never getting them, dude.
No.
Go get them
No, I'll give
yourself.
him I'll give him to my buddy Dan, who I've known for 5 years, and he's
Yeah.
a
Now
good
if
guy.
now if
I'm
Dan
not giving
asked
them to
me
you.
like, hey, yeah,
Yeah.
can I get one of those? And like
Yeah.
we'll figure something out. So like it's obnoxious and the behavior's like, yeah, I'll pay 15 grand for that. And they're like, huh? It's like
15 grand.
3x overpriced. And what
Yeah.
happens is there aren't that many comps on these rare cards. It's like two or three sales a year, maybe one. And so
Mm,
they see this like, well, my buddy sold it for that. And it's because of these hoarders meeting these desperate people for the sets for these limited supplies.
yeah.
And it bleeds down, man. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
I'm trying to put myself in the listener's shoes, right? Like, are they saying like to me and like, are you guys saying to me and Nick, like, have some wine with that cheese? Like, I get it. I understand the other
I haven't
side of
heard
it,
that in a
guys.
while.
I understand because it does sound like we're whining and it's like suck it up.
Oh
These
yeah.
cards are worth a lot of money, but
That's
that's
exactly what he
fine.
said. Bitcoin
That's
was 10 grand. Bitcoin's 100 grand now. I'm like,
yeah,
I
but
am
you know what?
aware
It's
how
like
economics works.
but the thing is like, all right, like if I'm gonna spend that amount of money, like, all right, I'll go to Golden, like premium cards. Like I'll go to
Yeah,
Golden, I'll go to these big auction houses to buy them. The whole reason why I belong to these groups
to get a deal.
is not no, it's not even to get a deal. I
The
mean, yes,
relationship, yeah.
it is, Nick, but it's the community. It is you're gonna help me out and I'm gonna help you out. Like I have these duplicates and like I'm gonna give them to you for a fair price because Dan 3 years ago helped me out with his duplicates. But now, as soon as I throw up a duplicate or anybody does in this group, these guys just immediately pounce on it. And it's just, but to your point, it's like a microcosm. I mean, we see this in real estate, we see this everywhere. Um, and it is kind of driving us maybe away from cards a little bit. Now, I'm not to the extreme where I'm gonna go completely away. Um, but it is opening my eyes to other collectibles, Nick. Um, whether that is art, bourbon. One of my buddies, um, he's got like a $500,000 collection of like rare bourbons.
That's sick. I want to go to
And
his house
yeah, seriously. And
for like hours.
it's just a different experience, right? Especially with all the drama we've been seeing with breakers lately and how they treat their customers and that the bourbon experience is completely different. It's high end. There's some class to it. There's um watches. It could be there's a lot of different collectibles to be had. And um I don't know. I'm just getting a little turned off. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I don't, it's funny, man. Sports car radio, they're crazy, but I like
Hmm.
them. And he actually made really good points. He's
He
like,
did.
I'm into watches. I like Rolex watches. That's not my thing, but whatever. Like people love watches.
Yeah.
And he started saying, like, this is a premium product. You go to a jeweler or a
Mm,
premium dealer and you have a premium experience while you get that product. And I bought one Breitling watch a while ago, and it was like that for me.
yeah.
The sports card world is so different, man. You're spending $10,000 on like a box of Mercury that's worth, like 6 grand
Six now.
now, and
Hmm.
you're getting it from like a Yahoo that's screaming about women or whatever they're screaming
Taking his
about.
shirt off, rubbing his
Yeah,
fat belly. Like,
it's
come
not
on,
like a
man.
premium
Like,
experience. It's
no.
strange. Now there
Yeah.
are some shops that are premium. There's one in Florida. We have one
Hmm.
in Boston that's Card Vault. Um, and you go in and you like buy that high-end product. But really, I feel like most modern cards right now, I feel like it's almost like degenerate gambling. It's just like there's breaks and then there's these expensive cards and people just extend themselves and they chase and they chase. It's like an addiction. And I mean that's cool and everything, but it's just less collecting and more addiction and gambling. And I think that's just it's driving some of this behavior where it's just not a premium experience. It's like going to Vegas, you know?
Yeah, it is. And speaking of premium experiences, Boston Scally Cap. These hats, Nick, that we are wearing are premium.
Yeah,
Like
they were pricey.
this is like these hats. It's like beautiful, nice wool hats. Like we were joking around about how, it's wintertime right now and it's cold out. And these hats, you feel nice and cozy in a Boston Scally Cap.
I
You
agree.
really do.
I
And
do.
you can use code madness for 15% off site wide right now. So go get yourself a nice Boston Scally Cap. They have, shoot, I'm getting the number wrong, but let's put it this way. There are at least 100 on that website, if not more,
Oh yeah.
right? There's like probably 200, 300. There's a lot.
15% is pretty good. They'll save you a little bit of money and
Mhm.
they last, they're well made. They last a long time and they keep you warm. It's
Yeah.
January right now,
Yeah, they do. They
February.
do. And there's cool additions too. Like you got the Boondock one, I got the Rocky Marciano one. They're cool hats. So
Yeah.
yes, this is the premium products that we want, Nick, right?
Yeah, we need
This is
premium
it.
people
Yeah.
with premium
Premium people.
experience
Hmm.
behaving in a premium way, or
Yeah.
this whole thing is just going to devolve
Hmm.
into different types of people. And then those premium people will get, not that I am one or whatever, but they're just going to slowly get turned off. Like a lot of my friends who have a lot of money, they were into car, they're just not even into this
Yeah,
anymore.
they're not
They've
into it
moved on.
anymore.
They
They
are on
have.
to other things. And me
Yep.
personally,
Hmm.
um, yeah, I said this on our emergency pod with the whole backyard thing. I got my vintage cards. I like modern for my son, some basketball here and there. It's fun.
Hmm.
You'll never see me buy a flawless box ever. I'll
Yeah.
never enter a flawless break ever.
Mm.
Neither will my son. And I'm probably going to be shifting things because Magic, I grew up playing that and seems like a nice community of a bunch of ex geeks like me. And Pokemon's interesting. It's a little bit different, a little
Yeah.
crazier.
Mm.
They have their own issues, but this sports card world, it feels like I don't know, it's had its run
Yeah.
and it's declining. Like it is declining unless you factor in the gambling and breaking,
Mm.
and that's not for everybody.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough for me because I was never into Pokemon or Magic. I know a lot about them. I mean, you've talked about them with me before, and I am finding other communities though, right? Like I'm starting to dip my toes into the WNBA, and I found a really good group for the WNBA, and some people have been helping me out there, and hopefully, hopefully we can keep that group strong and a good community for a while. Pop culture. I also think there's a lot of nerds and geeks in pop culture, Nick, and I'm starting to move in that direction as well. So that could be another one, but yeah,
Yeah,
some
lots
of
of
these.
opportunities to do other
There
things. I
is.
guess the moral of the story here is just watch the behavior of people in this space in the next couple of years. You're
Hmm.
going to see some desperation. You're going to see some people underwater that aren't in a good mood. And you're going to see some weird stuff happening with cards that are in short supply.
Yeah.
More fraud, more just bad shit,
Hmm.
you know?
Yep. All right. Let's get to a positive note. Let's get to the question of the day, Nick.
Okay.
All right. I got one lined up for you. All right. Um, let's talk about. All right. I'm gonna pose the situation for you. We are sitting at our national private VIP party that we are having this summer.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And I go in the back and I pull out a karaoke machine, Nick. And I tell you, you've got to get up on stage
Okay.
and sing your number one karaoke song. What are you choosing?
I can't sing for shit. Am I allowed to bring my guitar?
No, no, no guitar.
It's just a
No
machine
guitar.
and beats, huh?
Just the machine. Just like a rickety old
Is
machine
it
with a
what I think I
mic.
could pull off, or is it what I
No,
would love to pull off?
no, it's something that you're gonna try to pull off. You're gonna try like you've sung it before. You feel confident. You know all the words. I'm
All
just gonna
right.
get out there and belt it out.
I'm a classic ESTJ. Is this the beginning of the evening or the end of the evening?
Good question. Good question. I'll give you the end of the evening, right?
All right.
Everybody's a little liquored up, not everybody's as critical as they are at the beginning of the night.
All right. So we're gonna do some deep stuff here.
Oh,
Deep tracks, because the end of the evening, and
okay.
I'm gonna make everybody real somber. This is
Mm,
actually my number one song. I know how to play every note on
mm,
guitar. I'm gonna play it with my kids soon at the music
okay.
school. We're gonna do Nutshell, and I'm gonna botch it so badly, but I'm gonna
Okay.
try. I'm
All
gonna
right.
try.
Nutshell by who?
Alice in Chains, The Great
Alice
Lane
in
Staley.
Chains. Nutshell.
I'll probably butcher it, but I'm gonna butcher anything. So
Mm,
I could at least I know the beat and I know the flow.
okay. All right. For the audience, if you haven't heard MTV Unplugged, Alice in Chains, Nutshell, you got to go and
I
find it.
watch that at least
Go
two or
go
three
and find
times
it.
a week. Like
It's
watch it.
it's an emotional experience,
Yeah.
that particular song of that performance.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what you're going to try to do, Nick. You're going to
Yeah.
try to do that.
Well, I'm
You're going
getting
to try.
prepared.
People are going
So
to be crying in the
it's a funny
audience.
story, man. So like my daughter and I have both been through some health stuff, and when she was at her worst, I brought my acoustic guitar in
Mm.
and she's a great singer and she sang Nutshell. and I wasn't even that good then. And now I can play everything, including the solos. And my son has also picked up the bass guitar,
Yeah.
so we actually have like a little band going. So
Nice.
the teacher says he's ready to do some else. They're very good bass player. He's ready to do
Yeah.
that. I'm certainly ready from a guitar perspective.
Mm.
And my daughter,
And your
she did
daughter?
pretty good. She's got some pipes on her, as you can attest to.
Oh, she's got some great pipes.
She's loud when she needs to be.
Oh, I've been
And
saying me and my wife Amy have been telling Julie and Nick that they need to get their daughter involved in theater,
theater.
some
So
sort of theater
we're
for
gonna do
for a long
Nutshell
time.
Unplugged at the School of Music
Yeah.
at some point very soon, like a
Nice.
family band.
Nice, man.
So let's
Love it.
practice.
Love it. Okay. All right. All right. My song actually
I
came to
already
me.
know.
This
Can I guess?
Well, all right. I think I know what you're going to guess, but it's actually changed. But I
All
want
right.
you to try to
You mean
guess.
it's not Journey? Don't stop believing.
It used to be. It is not Journey. Don't stop believing. But that's a pretty good guess. That's a pretty good guess. You know what
uh,
it is? It's like the one that everybody chooses. I was at like a
Jesse's
corporate
girl who.
event, and like that question got asked around the room, and I brought it up, and like everyone was like, "Oh, that's just like so typical." And I'm like, you know what? That is a pretty typical song to choose. So I was working out this morning, listening to my epic 80s playlist. And actually, I don't even know if this is 80s. This might be on the border of 70s. But it somehow snuck into my 80s playlist. Foreigner feels like the first time. Such a good song. Such a good song. It'll get the
I always
crowd
forget about
going.
Foreigner,
People will be
but yeah.
singing. I'll be like, I'll get everybody clapping. It feels like the first time. That song, yeah, that's a bomb karaoke song. So that is what I'm going with. Foreigner feels like the first time.
All right. I like it, man.
All right.
These are like I said, you are probably yeah, you have some good pipes. I'm totally botching Nutshell now. I might just get the guitar out and give up.
All
All right.
right.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everybody.